Merry Christmas and welcome to Jack Tar's Journeys, where we make, do and mend. Today we're going to be mending a Citroen Nemo with a broken starter motor, so we're going to put a new starter motor in it. It's only 3 bolts. How hard can it be? I'll show you. Right, so I think we've got to take this air box off, and I think that the starter motor is down behind here. So I'm looking. I've undone this. It looks like I'm going to have to undo everything. We'll take this off, which is just literally, that pushes out like that. That's it. This hose here is connected with this this little strap. Again, I think I just need to get something under that to, yeah, he's gone. I think someone's had a go at it before anyway. And that should just, yeah, pull away like that. That's why I think all that's got to come off, because I'm quite sure it's down there. I can't see it anywhere underneath. We've got the alternator this side. I've got the oil filter that side, so it wouldn't go there. So it's got to go on the back of the engine somewhere. So I'm sure if I get this, if this box off, I'll be able to see it. Anyway, I'll have a route through it and then I'll video what I'm doing. The starter motor for the Doblio and this Nemo and that is right down the back, right down the bottom of there. Just about in line with here, right down the bottom, and it's a right pain to get at. You may be able to get rid of one of the bolts by taking off the air filter and all the gubbins, but the other two you're going to have to get underneath, and I'm going to go and show you how I've got to it. First things first, I've got the car jacked up. I've put that stand here, I've kept the jack in. I've also got round the other side the same, so he's jacked and he's on stands as well, so hopefully he's safe enough. There's not a lot of room because my jacks are not that big, but there's enough room for me to get in there. So I'll get wriggling, show you what we're after, and try and show how we do it, or how I do it. This is the new starter motor. And there's two, what I can see, 2 threaded fixings here and here. I suspect, yeah, I don't know till I get down and look. There's not a great deal of information on the internet about this. That is why it's such a pain. First things first, I'll disconnect the 2 wires. What I've also done, I should have said this before I do anything, I've disconnected the battery. So the battery is fully disconnected. Make sure you keep your cables out of the way, so you can see there's no chance of them arcing across and getting caught. But you can see yourself, there's not a great deal of room down there. You can't get round to do it. If anything, you can probably get at one of the bolts, but like I say, I'll see how I go. If I have to take this off, I will, but I'll try not to. So as you can see, hopefully, there's the starter motor there. It's such a pain to get at. Up behind all the transmission. Oh, what a pain. Oh well, let's crack on. So first things first is take off the nuts securing the 2 leads. There's 3 nuts. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try. It's difficult. Oh goodness.
Right, you can just see there I've took one off. I've got the other upper one, and then there's a small one there as well. I'll get them off.
Right, so this is the new one. Looking at it from underneath, that's what you see. I've got the bottom bolt off, which is that way around, is it? Yeah, that one. So I've got the bottom bolt off, but I can't get this top one. So this one up here. So what I'm going to have to try and do, in fact I think it's that way round. This is the top bolt I can't get off. The bottom one, which is down here, I've had that one off. So what I'm going to try and do, I've disconnected the air box, so this just pulls out. This disconnects. I've used a T25 on that and a T20 on this one. So I had to take the air box, all the little bits and pieces, all the little bits that, all the pipes that go to it, and I have to get down there, and that is the only way you can reach down. And it's, you can't see, but see where my finger is here, where I'm flashing it, the bolt is just under there. I managed to get a 6mm hex key on it, just move it, then I went underneath and it was undone by hand. Now I think there's another one somewhere down here, so I'm going to find that one and try and get that off. That's the last one, the other two are off. Ball ache of a job. So I've had to remove the battery box, which is 3 bolts, which are there, there and there. It goes that way round in the car. You can see where the bolts come out of. One out of that far corner, one out of here, and one out of here. Obviously disconnect the battery and take the battery out first, because one of the bolts, and see where I've got this down here. Let me just see if I can get the video camera down. I don't know whether you can see that. Can't quite see it. Anyway, it's right underneath here, underneath these pipes. Yeah, I had to feel for it to get it. I've got a little spanner on the end of this just to give a bit more purchase to try and undo it. There you go. Once you get that first turn, it should be simple. So that's one of the bolts. Right. Let me crack on. Right, this is really difficult. I don't know if you can see it. There's a bolt. Let me see if I can get that there. See that bottom bolt hanging out? I pushed the starter motor up and I got him in just so he was biting and hanging there. Now the other bolt, there's one on the back I've just showed you. There's one right on the top. So from the underside of the car, what you'll see, this is your gearbox housing here. They're the 2 bolt holes, and the other one is, it comes through that one there. But that comes through, I showed you before. What I would say is when you're putting it back on, you see this locating lug up the top, put him in with the bolt ready to push in, and then just get a couple of turns on the bolt. And then what I've done was went on the outside and done the one that comes in this way. I've done him up a bit tighter first, and I got the bottom one in. When you come to connect it, there's 2 terminals. So basically the 2 leads that are on the Nemo, one of them comes off and goes this way to the alternator, and the other one goes that way and goes to your battery.
both of them connect to the one terminal, and that's it. And then obviously you've got your little small one here, which is for your ignition, so that one goes separate. The other one is basically just for your the solenoid. That's all there is to it. Any problems, please just give us a comment and I'll talk you through it. Right, he's right up the top. I don't know whether this is going to show it, but he's right at the very top. No, you can't see it. I've got one in there, and right above it, up above the solenoid, is another one that I've got them in from the bottom, but I can only fix it from the top. So what I'm going to do now is screw that bottom one up. I've already connected the cables back up. I'll go up the top in a minute, and it's going to take me half an hour to do that other one. This is the worst design for a starter motor I've ever seen. So I found the top one, the only way to get at it, it's right, you see this lug down there? Down there there's a lug, that lug, it's just below that. You have to get your hand right down behind there, like this. You can see my finger and you can just feel it. You've got to somehow get an Allen key in that and undo them. Once you undoes one sort of, you unnip it, it comes out pretty simple. Well, say pretty simple, it takes a good while. But he's back in. Now it's a case of just connecting everything back up and trying it. Let's give it a go. So we've put the starter motor in, hook the battery up. There you go. Check it again. Right, so like I said, it was a right ball ache of a job, and if any of you got any comments and need to know anything, then just stick a comment down below. You can see how much room, you haven't got no room at all. Like I said, you have to take the airbox off, all these pipes, these all have to come off, they just pull off, so there's no great deal. Disconnect your battery, of course, and then there's a hex bolt down here, which is a 6mm, and there's two more on the top and bottom of the starter. The one at the top's the worst because it's right down behind here, and once you get it cracked, it takes a while, but you can spin it out with your hand. It's very, very awkward. I couldn't get at it from the bottom, and the bottom one is probably quite easy. Make sure you take note of the wires, because when you're putting it back on, if you put the wires the wrong way around or the wrong ones on, it won't work. But there you go, that's the Citroen Nemo starter motor in, done, complete. Thanks very much for watching. Like I said, any problems, leave a comment and I'll get back to you and see if I can help you.